you'll hear the common refrain, LLMs are bad at math. So it's about packaging it to make sure that we use AI where it makes sense. We use good old-fashioned code where it makes sense and to calculate numbers, etc. But really package it into an end-to-end experience where that entire workflow, business critical workflows, where not a single cent or not a single thing can be wrong or off, is reliable, maintainable, and not a black box where you can explain everything with your team in control.
Thank you so much for being here. We're excited to dive into this conversation with you.
Excited from our side too.
So first, tell us in your own words what Numos does and who it's for.
Yeah, so at Numos, we're building an AI teammate for mid-market and enterprise finance orgs. Our agents sit on top of your existing finance stack, connects with both structured and unstructured data sources at your company, things like your ERP, your raw invoices, reads even from like email conversations, really creates like a financial context layer about your company specifically. And from there, it does the work, like end to end. You can explain revenue changes, you can chase down unpaid invoices, you can build accruals, all your monthly financial tasks it can help do for you, all while playing within your specific company context and keeping your team in control of approvals.
So is that context piece what most other companies you've seen attacking this space are missing? There's a lot of companies, trying to do AI and finance. So what's sort of the piece that sets Numos apart?
Sure. So we are building Numos as a system of AI agents rather than one specific agent doing one specific task, and capturing the context across different finance teams from accounting to FP&A, and doing both analysis as well as workflow automation for accounting team. And we are able to finish workflows end to end and ground in real transaction as well as fully explainable. And that is something we are doing differently, we feel, compared to isolated specific AI solutions many teams are building.
Because many of your customers are using Numos across several different use cases, right? Not just sort of that standalone.
Exactly. It's about the agents working better together as a teammate across your entire finance operations.
And so tell us a little bit about your spark to start Numos. So were these problems that you had lived before, or were just looking at the industry and wanted to start a company? Like what was the initial spark?
Yeah, I felt the finance tech stack sprawl firsthand. So at Zenefits and Trinet, the data team used to report up to me, and every time the CFO wanted to tell the story of the numbers, not just the number itself, like craft the story, we just hit problem after problem. Like the data sources don't match, they don't talk to each other half the time. Like our funnel was broken, things like that. With AI as an enabling technology right now, taking the operational burden off the team, like the finance team, to move from just closing the books and being operational to actually being strategic and telling the story and helping the company think about how to act going forward. That unlock is something that really inspired me, and this is why I'm building Numos, to tackle that specific opportunity.
Yeah, so I've been big believer in AI agents for last 10 years. I started Passage AI. We were building customer service AI agents. Passage AI got acquired by ServiceNow. At ServiceNow, I was building employee service AI agents for IT, HR. And as a user of different finance software in last couple of decades, I felt that finance stack is little underserved. And the way SaaS software has been built in last 25 years, it's completely going to change in the next 5 years, in the sense that instead of you adapting to software will do the task for you. And that change will happen vertical by vertical. And My belief that finance vertical is ripe for disruption was validated by talking to 50 plus finance leaders. And in that process, I found that Pijat is also looking in the same area and a great partner to tackle it. So we are here with Numos.
Awesome. And tell us a little bit about your ICP. So I think one of the things that um, we're constantly talking about as an organization is AI transformation within different size orgs, but particularly the enterprise, and understanding the differences between, being able to leverage Claude Code or Claude Cowork for, generating a spreadsheet versus some of what makes these challenges unique in the enterprise. So tell us little bit more about why Numos is so critical for enterprises.
Yeah, love that. Basically, it comes down to enterprise readiness that Numos offers out of the box. So things like, what are the roles and permissions? Who has access to what? Am I compliant with things like Sarbanes-Oxley, where there's a separation of preparer versus reviewer? Even if you're not quite there yet, we want to set the habits early so that when you get closer to there, it's fully compliant, it's ready to go. Especially in this world of like, if there's a human reviewer and an AI preparer, what does that look like? Have that fully built in. That's from one angle. The other angle is also, you'll hear the common refrain, LLMs are bad at math. So it's about packaging it to make sure that we use AI where it makes sense. We use good old-fashioned code where it makes sense and to calculate numbers, etc. But really package it into an end-to-end experience where that entire workflow, business-critical workflows, where not a single cent or not a single thing can be wrong or off, is reliable, maintainable, and not a black box where you can explain everything with your team in control. So really packaging that up into an enterprise-ready product. Cloud Code's great for one-off analyses, etc. Like, for sure, use that. But if it's a business-critical flow your company depends on, Numos is the better fit.
Yeah, and enterprise companies are dealing with larger complexity, multiple system, massive data volume, and increasing pressure for speed and accuracy. And still, processes are largely manual. Yes, accounting is still closing once a month. Still, you are getting analysis once a month. It needs to be more continuous and more automated. And generic AI breaks when it doesn't have financial context. If you ask developer whether they use Cloud Code or Cloud Cowork, they will say they will use Cloud Code. That is because it's focused on development, although underlying models may be similar. And that's our thesis, that we are introducing a new operating model, AI agent for finance team, that can handle complexity continuously and reason across financial stack to provide transparency and reliability.
I think one of the things that you hit on that's most important too is the number of systems in an enterprise at the end of the day, because I think you guys know this. I started my career as an auditor. When you go through and understand what it takes to ultimately get to a single number that goes into a set of financial statements, there may be 5, 6, 10 different systems that an individual has to go to pull different information, compile it all together in a spreadsheet, and make something happen. So the fact that Numos is able to integrate with all of those systems, have all of that context, is super key for enterprises.
And one thing, you hit the nail on the head, that audit readiness, right? Like, at all points, write that to the audit log, make it auditor friendly. It's built in right into the platform, right out of the box.
It's exciting. So as you think about the future and where you're at today, what's most exciting about your traction to date, first?
Sure. So exciting part is teams have started to trust our AI agents,
Mhm.
and they are changing the behavior and entire workflow, how they are operating, whether it's accounts payable process or AR process or various kind of analysis they are performing through our system. And it's driving real value in terms of faster close, faster analysis, and reducing time from, let's say, 7 days to less than 3 days for various kind of close process every month they are doing. And it's great to see that real world value in enterprise messy world, including public and scaled up enterprises.
And what's next? So software, that's your traction today. But as you think about sort of what's next for Numos, and then in general the future of software in the finance industry, how do you see the landscape evolving over time?
Yeah, a good question about the future of software here. It's fascinating. Basically, like the traditional categories are fully breaking down, right? When agents are coming in and able to flex over like understanding your financial context and just solving problems more generically. You don't have to be in an AP box or a accounts receivable box. It's about I know your company, I know the numbers, I know the context, I will get the job done. And so I think it's going to be more and more aggregation of this where you won't have these point solutions. You will have single vendors you're working with, which understand and where these agents act better together. It's not ever a single agent. Basically, the agent shares the context and gets more about your company and gets better together over time. And we're seeing this shift already where it's less about the point solution and more about growing with your company, learning about your company to get the work truly done.
Yeah, totally. Like we have already deployed more than half a dozen different kind of agent across multiple public and scaled up private companies. And they are all already automating various tasks around variance analysis to AR processes, account receivable processes. And we are going to scale up these number of agents across different use cases to more than a dozen in the next 6 months to a year. And together they will work better and they perform truly task of teammate rather than just focus on one individual task, and basically act like a true AI finance teammate.
And last question for you guys. With regard to fundraising, what was the process like, and what drew you to Operator Collective?
Yeah. So we were working with design partners to start off. Like we really wanted to make sure can these agents truly work in the trusted environment, in real world messy environments. We got real use cases out live, was getting really good feedback, and it was clear product market fit signs. So we decided to go start the fundraise process. Met the team at Opco, loved the model by default of the LPs leaning in to help the portcos, true operators out there who are facing these problems today. So it was validation not only from the support of like leaning in and backing us, but also the ongoing support of talking to us, validating the kinds of things that we're doing. So that's been incredibly helpful. And then the actual team yourselves have so much like finance background. You said you were an auditor. Other folks on the team with the finance background. It just was the perfect fit for us. So we're really excited to work with Opco.
Yeah, totally second that. Opco's model of having operators as LP, I think it's a really innovative model in terms of breaking into enterprise. For a startup, breaking into enterprise is not easy, but Opco model is perfect to provide that platform, as well as the team here has been amazing. For last 9 months, we are working with Haley, Caroline, and many others that have been amazing, supportive for everything we need. So thank you.
Well, I will speak on behalf of the whole team. I think we all love working with you both and are very grateful to be supporting you on this journey. So thanks for making the time today.
The
Thank
feeling's
you.
mutual. Thank you.